سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. So Alhamdulillah, just continuing from yesterday's topic as such. One of the companions was asked by some of the people that how was it like to be in the gathering of the Prophet ﷺ. And there's many things you can describe to be in the company of the beloved Prophet ﷺ. One of the things that's mentioned was that the blessed companion said that when we used to be in the company of the Prophet ﷺ, one thing I noticed very much was Rasulullah ﷺ spoke very little. He spoke very little and he smiled frequently. And when he used to speak, I could count the number of words the Prophet ﷺ used to say. Meaning, and the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that a companion who even said that silence, that speaking in silence or being in silence as such, has a value of 60 years of worship. 60 years, sometimes that silence has that value to be in. And you can imagine, as yesterday we were talking about some practical points, and those who are here may remember that some of the points, like when people are angry, that's one of the practical points, to be silent, etc. Because many things we want wisdom, and we should surround ourselves with wise people. And wise people, you find that they tend to be people that don't speak much. As the saying says, that the wise people, they say things only when there is something to say. And the fools, they say something when nothing to be said. So we are talking really and dear thing, even such that once, like a rich person, a king, came to a scholar, like a businessman or busy man. Nowadays everyone is a businessman and busy, we all got things going on. So he came to a scholar at that time and he said, I'm busy, I have to do things and everything. I haven't got time to learn deen. Maybe give me some nasiha that will benefit me, because these things I'm running this and everything. The scholar said, gee, I will tell you something. Just stay silent. Silence with your tongue, silence with your emotions, silence with your behaviors, meaning subdue them, and these things. And is there anything else? He said, yes, if you need to release, then make sure that it's a benefit for other people. You're not harming people as such. That you are benefiting others if you need to speak as such. So here the golden words. Many people ask here, like, how much Quran shall I recite? How much tasbih shall I do, especially Ramadan, etc. We even say to them, don't do anything, just stay silent. Don't even need to do zikr, Quran. Don't need to do, just, if you stay silent, that's beautiful enough. Even you don't need to do tarawih. Imagine. I shouldn't give other people ideas, you already do light tarawih here. Don't want another person saying to me, Tahir, you mentioned this now. But we are here, if you do tarawih and you do Quran Khatam, but you are still backbiting, slandering, talking useless conversations about other people, etc. The danger is all of that good deeds can go to waste. Whereas that one person who learns how to control this. Remember we were saying yesterday, Allah's teaching us to, in the fasting, to control what you put in your mouth between these two lips. So that you can learn to control what goes out of your mouth. Like I was saying in the past, this is what was taught about the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, that I guarantee paradise to the person that learns how to control what's between their legs and what's between their cheekbones, or between their lips as such. Meaning, because it's one of the many routes to Jahannam, hellfire, is because of this organ, the tongue. What you say, what you do. Because they affect much people. They cause more disaster than many of the military weapons you see. Than these things. We are breaking more relationships through this than other parts of the organ as such in these things. So, alhamdulillah, so one of the things is that we went through some practical points. One of them we mentioned about when is to be silent. When is the times to be silent? Okay, you can't be silent all the time. So here are some practical points we mentioned. I said there's about 10, 15. I think we went between 1 and 2 yesterday. So one of them was, what was mentioned yesterday? Any of the brothers that were here yesterday could tell.
Observing silence. Observing silence.
Yeah, but when? Practically. When you're angry and
someone else is angry.
And when the other person is angry. So when you're angry, you should learn how to adopt silence. That's the best time to be silent. And more importantly, when the other person is angry. But we like to, when they're angry, we like to add a few more. And then, as we're mentioning, then the nuclear bomb comes into the house. So that's one practical element. Just by adopting this, you will see much change in a person's own house and life, etc. Number 2, I was mentioning, is when you hear information, when you hear something, and you don't have the full evidence, then you shouldn't just open your mouth willy-nilly. And I'll finish here, I think, because of time. And this injunction came from Quran, came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this. In Surah Hujurat, Allah mentions about when a person comes with you with information that defames someone, Allah mentions. And this came from, there was a companion of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they were amongst another Sahabis, and one companion said, I wish to be as far away from Masjid Nabawi as possible. He said, I wish to be as far away as possible from Masjid Nabawi. And some of the companions thought, they heard this, and they thought, this is a sign of hypocrisy. Oh, what kind of person says this, etc. So they were talking and saying this amongst their people, etc. And it came light to the Prophet ﷺ. So no one directly came. They heard this. So imagine but the Muslim says something to me, and he says something to us. I say it to Quram. Quram tells the whole world in Woking and Shearwater. And then Shaukat comes, Shaukat now hears about it. Yeah? Quram and his, mashallah, dog have told everyone, and now Shaukat heard about it. Shaukat now comes, Shaukat now wants to ask Muslim directly. Now it comes to there. This is a happen. I'm giving you now in context. It actually happened in the Prophet's time. So one of the Sahabis heard of this, that this person said that the Prophet said, I want to stay away as far as possible from the Masjid Nabawi. He then came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I heard this about the Sahabi, he said this, and people are mentioning. The Prophet ﷺ, now this is a lesson here, went directly to the Sahabi. He called the companion that was mentioned, like in this case Muslim. Yeah? So he called the companion and he said, these people are mentioned, and that you have said that you want to be as far away from the Masjid Nabawi. I give you the opportunity to explain. So the companion said, Gee, O Prophet ﷺ, I did say this. That's because I heard from the lips of the most beloved that the one who makes the steps towards the Masjid Nabawi attains a higher reward. The one that makes the steps towards the masjid and the one that leaves has a higher rank because of the sacrifice he's making. When I heard this, it fell in my heart that I shouldn't be always next to the masjid. I should make sacrifice and come. So the Prophet ﷺ said, and then revelation came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Surah Al-Hujurat, that when people come to you with information, then you should investigate. Because half of the people were thinking, this is a hypocrite now. He doesn't love the Prophet ﷺ. We should chop his head off, etc. It's like here. So imagine, because Muslim said one thing, now the rest of Shearwater and maybe want to beat him up because of what has been said by my friend Quran. But luckily Shaukat comes to Muslim's aid and questions him directly. So this is the danger of hearsay and false information as such. If you don't have the full information, it's better just to be silent. It's just to be silent and these things. So alhamdulillah, these are just one or two practical points. Look at Shaitan himself. If he just subdued himself, rather than lashing out, thinking, why should I prostrate to Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam? If he just controlled himself, if he remained silent, maybe he would have benefited. Would have known the wisdom of Sayyidina Adam being created and followed. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah, give us tawfiq to follow some of these blessed guidance. Subhanallah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad. وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين اللهم يا ربي بجاه سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اجمع بيني وبين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله في الدنيا قبل الآخرة يا رب العالمين يا رحمن يا رحيم. These are blessed months and nights are passing, and may you give us the tawfiq to really truly benefit from these precious nights, these blessed guidance and any blessed things that we benefit from this month. Ya Rabbal Alameen, allow us to take the nur and the fayuzas from this month and allow us to transform ourselves to become much closer to Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allow us to adopt the beautiful traits, the traits of the Prophet ﷺ, the traits of your blessed qualities, so that we can act upon and become an embodiment to the rest of our community, the children, our family, so that we can spread this true message of the beloved Prophet ﷺ. Ya Rabbal Alameen, Ya Rahman Rahim, may you guide us to the straight path, to the path of those whom you favored. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Ameen.